Welcome back to For the Plot podcast, where being lost is just going to be part of the storyline. This week, we're speaking to my friend Dasha, a stress resilience coach whose mission is to empower women through movement and mind-body principles. Keep listening to hear how she found her calling and how a relationship ended left her rediscovering parts of herself that blossomed into her business today.
I think what really lights me up the most is seeing people go through their aha moment. When you talk to me about your coaching business, I see that in you.
Right. And so that aha moment, like even just watching you explain it, like I could feel that aha turning on, and that is worth $1 million. Like, oh my God, it lights me up to see other people figure it out for themselves too.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you for being so supportive in this journey and being so, I don't know, just excited with me. I think it's always cool to like bring people along with you that are here to support you and here to see you grow and evolve in the thing that you're doing. So I appreciate you.
Oh, I appreciate you. I feel like people who own their own businesses and are doing their own thing and following their own passions, we have to support each other.
We definitely
I think
do.
that's like how we're going to grow, and that's what's helped me grow and helped me continue to stay motivated.
Yeah.
It's like seeing all the other people around me doing the same stuff and being like, they're fucking badass. Like, can I cuss my hair?
I think it's fine, right? I feel like I cussed on the last episode and it was fine. So for those of you who are tuning in, Dasha and I met at work less than a year ago. Or I guess it was about a year ago when I came back from San Francisco and you were on the team at work. And one of the first times that I met you, I think you were leading our team through like a meditation. I don't go into work thinking I'm going to meditate in the office. But it really worked. It really was like, I felt so much calmer and so much more at peace afterwards. And I was like, okay, like I got to get to know her. I'm like, what's her secret? Like, how does she, because you just seem so cool, calm, and collected at the office. I'm also really excited to chat with you because I feel like we've never had a chance to just sit down and talk to each other about where we both come from and the things that we're both working on. So I would love to just start out by hearing a little bit about your background, where you grew up, and how you started like working in this industry that you're side hustling in right now.
Yeah. So where I grew up in San Diego. I actually come from an immigrant family. So I was born in Russia. My family immigrated in the early 90s. And so I come from a household where the path and the career is very linear and the expectations are linear. So you go to school, you get straight A's, you graduate college, you then get a corporate job. And the idea, especially for my parents, and the expectation was always to make it. To them, it was like, you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to follow this path that's going to be like an assured success.
Very immigrant parent.
Very immigrant parent. And to me at the time, any ideas of anything else I wanted to do were kind of put to the side because it was ingrained that I had to do it a certain way.
So when you were younger, is that what you thought you wanted to do? You were like, yes, I will become a lawyer or a doctor, like what my parents want me to be.
Yeah.
Is that what you were studying towards?
I think there was always a level of rebellion in me where I would hear it and I'd go, yeah. And verbally say like, okay, like I don't want to do that to him.
Right.
And they would try to keep telling me like, nope, this is your path. This is what you're going to do. And in my head, I knew that there was always something else for me. I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah. This business right now is very different from what your parents originally wanted for you. So what were their initial reactions when you shared that this was the pivot that you wanted to make?
I think it took a while for me to even get them to understand what I was trying to do.
Okay.
Because it's just such a foreign concept, right? Like they know the very linear paths of what a career should look like and this, the jobs that are outlined for us already. The concept of like mental health is still a little bit foreign and
it's like a little taboo for those countries.
Exactly. And tapping into like the psychology of your brain and really the why behind what we do. I mean, it's an uncomfortable topic, you know? And so much of what I do now and the work I do, we do talk about the subconscious brain and the mental health side of things because that plays a role into stress, right?
Right.
And so for them, it took so long, like probably over a year for them to really come to terms with what I was even trying to do.
How did that initial conversation go down when you told them? Were you scared to tell them also?
A little bit, yeah, because it felt so different than anything they're used to. My dad has his own business. I'm the only one in my family with a corporate job. he got it. And he said to me, he goes, listen, if you can make this a reality and you can really think through what this business is going to look like you have my green light.
So when was the moment that you realized that wellness was something you wanted to tap into?
I think the really pivotal moment was a really toxic relationship that ended. And it was on the brink. It was right when 2020 hit and COVID happened. Over time, I felt like I was starting to lose myself, and I didn't really recognize that until I was fully forced to be on my own,
like by yourself,
and kind of like recalibrate and reset. I mean, I was in a relationship where, my boyfriend at the time was drinking a lot. I was drinking. I was just not taking care of myself. I sure as hell didn't respect myself. And I knew that because of the way that it, came out in our relationship.
Yeah.
And I didn't recognize that that was an issue, or that there were certain things that I needed to work on fundamentally until I was forced to be on my own. I also had gone on a yoga retreat right before the lockdowns happened, which started pivoting the mental side of everything I was going through. Like, my mindset started to shift. I started to really tap into spirituality at that point. So that mixed with me starting to take care of my physical body, I started noticing my entire life change.
Wow.
People were telling me, and I didn't realize it until people started telling me, like, Dasha, you are glowing in a way that I've never seen before. I started showing up more confidently. I had more energy. To me, the moment that I realized that, it clicked. If I'm able to do this and feel this good, look this good, and just really understand
your energy is
myself
just different.
so much more, then I want to be able to do that for other people. I just realized how much I really like to help people. And I remember during COVID, I was really struggling at that time because I was in a corporate job, and I was thinking, God, like, there has to be more. Like, I felt it.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what it was.
Totally.
And I was like, what is my purpose? Like, what is it that I really want to pour my energy into?
It's like, you knew that you had the potential, but you're like, what am I using this potential towards? What should I be using it towards? Because you don't want to be, it sounds like you didn't find purpose and meaning in the job that you were doing. It's like, I could be using this energy elsewhere.
Exactly.
Going back to the transition you went through from breakup to glow up, what was the hardest part about that transition itself?
Shedding old layers and really coming to terms with the fact that I don't have to be my old self, and that old self is not who I am forever. But that's all I knew, that version, for so long.
Were there any specific habits or beliefs that were the hardest to let go?
It was the belief that I'm worth something more. Because at that time, especially in the relationship that I was in, I didn't feel like I could do more.
Yeah.
Or that I was worth more. And breaking that was absolutely what changed my life. Understanding my own worth, understanding my own values and what I believe in, and really like ingraining myself into them is the reason that I am where I am today.
What a blessing in disguise for it to not work out.
The biggest blessing.
Yeah. Do you have any advice to anyone out there who is in a relationship, maybe not so sure if that's the person, if that's their person, and having analysis paralysis about whether or not they should leave?
I would say continue to pour into yourself, and you will learn the answer soon enough.
Yeah.
But if you don't, and you choose to ignore yourself, you're going to continue doing the same motions and fall into the same patterns. But the way that you break patterns is really by getting to know yourself on a much deeper level and building that relationship with you, because you have all the answers already.
I love that. Yeah. Not this turning into a relationship
I know.
podcast. But I think it's important because I think it explains a lot about how you decided to build this stress resilience coaching, because it's all tied in with the way that you show up and the way that you fuel yourself today and the way that you want to help other people.
Yep.
Because you really found your way back to yourself after this breakup. At what point post breakup did you realize you wanted to help people and that you wanted to build something on the side outside of work?
I had a friend actually who did like this health coaching certification, and I just saw it. She posted on Instagram stories, and I had no idea what that really was at the time.
Yeah.
But I asked her, I like DM'd her and I said, hey, like, what is this? And she hopped on a call with me and explained.
Yeah.
And something inside, again, that intuition was like, do it. Like, you should just do it. And so I went through a certification for health coaching, for a holistic health coaching program that was 6 months long.
Okay.
So I was waking up every day at 5 a.m. until 9
Oh my
a.m.
God.
every Wednesday.
Before work?
Before work, 5 to 9.
Wow.
Yep, in these classes.
And I'm assuming
then
there's
going to
homework
work.
and everything too. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's not just the 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. You also have work to do on like
Yeah.
in your free time and workshops and things like that.
Exactly.
Wow. And you did that for 6 months.
I did it for 6 months, and I had
Okay.
no intention of coaching at the time. I did it purely just to continue to explore like the health and wellness side and how that could help me personally.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, like if coaching comes out of it, great. But I did it again, like purely for my own personal gain.
What were some of your favorite things that you learned during those certifications? Like what was your favorite part?
You know, being that it was holistic, I never approached health that way. I thought it was very black and white. I thought health meant, you know, eating clean and working out.
Yeah.
But the holistic side of it meant exploring the mind, exploring how the mind impacts your digestion, how it impacts how you show up every single day, how you act, what you say, and integrating the mind and body and spirit practices all together.
Yeah.
To me, it's like where I had my own personal aha and realized, okay, everything we do
Is related.
every minute of the day. Yeah, it all starts to blend together.
Is there a specific piece of information that you learned during those health coaching certifications that completely changed your lifestyle or changed the way you think about health?
Yeah, and it's a huge pillar of my current program that I lead. It's the subconscious mind has so much power over our conscious action. When so much of our thoughts dictate our behaviors and our actions every single day, and you know, with 99 or 90% of our thoughts being the same every single day, like we have so much power to change what's going on in here.
Yeah.
And if we don't, then it doesn't matter what you eat. It doesn't matter how many times a week you work out.
Yeah.
You are going to consistently be in the same place because a lot of the work has to do in our mind.
So what does that look like? Is it more about like the self-talk that you give yourself, or does it go deeper than that? Like how would someone tap into their subconscious mind to change the way that they show up in life?
I think one of the biggest is and easiest is looking at your limiting beliefs, and they'll tell you a lot. What you currently believe and hold true, which is, again, just a thought that you have, but you've created it and shaped it into a fact.
Dude, okay, so a couple months ago, I was really going through it. I read so many self-help books. And one of the books I read was called Don't Believe Everything You Think.
Yes.
And it totally changed the way that I approach just life in general, because I realized that there is so much catastrophizing and so much fear in things that I want to do or ideas that I have. But a lot of that anxiety is just built up in my own head.
Most people don't pursue a business or their side hustle or passion in general. It's the limiting belief of I can't do this. And that a lot of the time, like what the subconscious brain holds, it's like a black box in our mind. It's every thought, every belief that we've created from our entire life. And it can stem from childhood, you know, like the stories that we've been told, what we've molded as our truth.
So speaking of limiting beliefs, did you have any yourself when you first started this business? Like what did that look like for you?
So many. And that was something I had to work through. I had a business coach when I first started my business, and she actually made me work through those limiting beliefs as practices.
What was some of the dialogue you were telling yourself?
Why would somebody listen to me? I'm not good enough. Like, I just started this. Why would somebody choose to work with me over someone else that's more tenured, maybe is a doctor in the space? You know, all those beliefs started creeping in of, am I good enough? Can I do this?
Yeah.
I just started this. I was trying to grow my social media at the time and pivoting, you know, my social media, which I kept from my personal account and just turned it into a business one.
Yeah.
that thought of, okay, everyone who knows me from my life
is going to see this
they're
now.
Gonna see it.
That
like,
was
from high school, college.
Right.
Like.
But it's actually crazy though, because I feel like the people who are more distant from you are actually the most supportive in a way.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yes.
Like so many people from high school have come out of the woodwork for me in the last month, and they're like, hey, what you're doing is so cool. And it's like, thank you so much. I also haven't talked to you in a decade.
Right.
Like, where did you come from?
Right. I get a lot of messages like that being like,
Yeah.
hey, just want to let you know, like, I do follow your content and it's really helped me so much, or it's really resonated, or like, I love what you're doing. I'm like, where'd you come from?
Right.
Like, some of my closest friends don't tell me that. Like,
No, it's wild. It's wild.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people are scared to put themselves out there out of fear of what people in their circles are going to think. But
Right.
you actually might find yourself surprised in the people that reach out to you and are actually the most supportive voices.
Yeah.
Because they might not be the people closest to you. Not saying that they're not supportive, but they might just not be as vocal, which is okay.
Right. And it helps a lot. And that's what I think about constantly when I think I'm speaking into the void on social media, you know, and like it's sometimes, I think I'm talking to a wall and I'm like, are my words, my message going through to anyone?
Yeah.
But then people come out at different times and tell me, like I did, you know, that one thing you said that one day. I'm like, you heard that? Like,
you were
read
listening?
that?
Right.
Yeah. So that keeps me going for sure.
The work that we do doesn't necessarily have to reach the masses. Like, it doesn't have to reach every continent and span to the entire population of the world. Like, if we can just help a small subset of people, that itself fills meaning and purpose.
But you realize it's a journey. It's a journey.
It's a journey. And I also believe that this was something that I was told early on when I was starting this. Ideas are commodities. Like, people are teaching the things that you are also putting out there, right? And there will be people that come before you that do the same thing.
Yes.
But what matters the most is your authenticity and how you put yourself in the work that you're doing, because people don't just follow ideas, people follow people.
Yes.
So as long as you are putting your best authentic self out there alongside this work, like that's really going to be the thing that sticks with others.
I couldn't agree more. Everything in this world is an energy exchange, and people, you might know way less than somebody else, but your words might resonate with somebody. I mean, there's a lot of people who know so much information, a lot of different coaches, you know, who are experts in their field, but I would never want to work with them.
Right, because of the person they are.
It's their energy, it's their vibe, like something about them. I'm like, I don't want to listen to you.
Yes.
I don't care how much you know. Like, anything you tell me or anything, you know, I could probably read it on ChatGPT or Google. Like, I don't know.
And
like,
honestly, you probably don't want to work with everyone either. Like, there are probably specific people that you are.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of like shopping for a therapist. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You never
mutual.
It's a mutual relationship, right? Like,
Yep.
you're seeking out someone that you know you're going to work well with, and they're seeking out the same thing.
You know, I had somebody when I first started this business, and I was getting people for I was going through my first launch for my group program, and I had somebody who I was on a Curiosity Discover call with, and I asked them, you know, like, what made you want to take a call with me? And I was starting to post on Instagram at the time. I was really trying to like not care what I was posting. So I think it was like a video I posted of myself like dancing in my kitchen. I was like eating a spoon of peanut butter, just like, ah. Anyway, I got on the call and I asked like, why did you take this call? And this person goes, I just saw your energy and I want whatever you have.
I'll take whatever she's having.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
It's like, I just want whatever you're, like, I want to figure out what you're doing and I want it to.
Yeah.
Because I see that and that's it. And that sold them. And that's to your point, like, I didn't even have to say anything.
Right.
I didn't have to share my knowledge.
Right.
Yeah. And I just sold them on the energy and that's enough. Because so much of what we do, like, and why there's so many, you know, modalities of like energetic work is you don't even need to say anything sometimes.
People just know.
People know.
When they meet you for the first time.
Yeah.
That this is someone that I want to spend more time with. This is someone I want to learn from.
Exactly. And that's motivating enough for them.
Was it during the certification you realized you wanted to build your own business, or was it afterwards when you started sharing it with your friends and things like that? Or were those two things happening at the same time?
They were kind of happening at the same time during the 6 months of the certification.
Okay.
But it was closer to month 4 or 5 where
towards the end.
I started realizing, oh, I could really do something with this. And I was actually in my corporate job at the time that I was feeling so burnt out from. And I knew it was not in my higher purpose at all.
Yeah.
And something, again, that intuition, this is where it really started to scream at me and why I listen to it so much today. It said, leave your job. And
What were you doing at work, by the way?
I was at an agency.
Okay.
I was working in a digital marketing agency in San Diego, and I was unhappy. It was COVID, you know, like I was just so burnt out. I was there for like 4 years and I was just not having it anymore.
Yeah.
And instead of just trying to maybe adjust things, I full on said, no, I want to make this business a reality. I was on a hike with my friend and we were talking about it and she's like, you should just quit. And I go, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was,
You're like, don't tell me twice.
and that was a Sunday. And on Monday, I put in my 2 weeks.
Wow. Wait, so like 24 hours later, you put it in 2 weeks. Oh my God.
Yeah. And I was so scared. And again, telling my parents I was so scared.
Yeah.
I sat down with my dad because him being an entrepreneur, him being a business owner, I was like, do you think this is a good idea? And he said, listen, if you fully believe in what you're doing and you really have like thought this out and know that it can go somewhere and you have a vision, you have my blessing.
Wow.
And that to me, I was like, done deal. Like, I'm good.
That's everything.
Bye.
What were the first things that you did within like the first 3 months to like really like ramp it up and make this like a robust program in business?
I hired a business coach. Having someone support to guide me and say, hey, this is what you should do, or maybe think about it this way, or here's all the things I've trialed and errored, or give me resources to go off of and templates and everything. I realized that was well worth the cost.
Yeah.
So I invested in a coach, and I believe that is what helped propel my business. My plan was to really build up my business, and what that looked like was doing one-on-one coaching and group coaching programs. So with my coach, we worked on my first launch, which was my group program. And what that looked like was building my program, going through the sales process and figuring out how to go through a full sales launch period, and then running that program. And then also the marketing that came with it, the branding that I have to do on social media, on different channels that would help continue to stretch a new audience, and continue to relay the message of and building testimonials of my program and what was working.
Yeah. Can we actually pivot a little bit to talk about your move from California to New York? Because I also think that was a really brave thing you did. What inspired that move? Because I know that when you moved here, you didn't know anyone.
Right.
Because you came here for work.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I came from LA actually to New York, and it was because I got a job at Google.
Yeah.
I always knew that I wanted to live in New York. And there was just a point when I was living in LA where things just felt a little stagnant, and something in my gut said, go.
Just do it.
Just do it. And my whole life is on the West Coast, mind you.
Yeah, your family, your friends.
Everything I have. Even I went to school in the Bay Area. Everything is in the West Coast. And so everyone thought I was crazy. My parents, didn't think I was actually going to do it because I kept trying to, warm it up to them. Guys, I might.
You're, teasing them.
It might happen soon. A job became open in April, and my mentor at the company was like, you should apply. Work on the company's calendar and timeline, not your own. And I go, okay.
So applied, it's a lot sooner than what you thought it was going to be then.
Yeah, it was within 5 days. I applied, I interviewed, and I got the job.
Wow.
And then it hit me. I was like, oh my God, I'm moving to New York.
You're like, I'm moving across the country.
It was so scary. I remember getting the job offer, and I smiled and laughed, and then I started crying. The laugh turned into a cry. But it was tears of joy and this overwhelming sensation of wow.
Something new is about to happen.
Yeah, it felt like it was about to be a massive change. And it was that gut feeling. Every day when people ask me why'd you move to New York? I'm like, it's intuition. Mm-hmm. I didn't know what was out here for me. Obviously, I don't have anyone that I know. I didn't have anyone that I knew out here.
Right.
And it just felt right. And I kept saying, I don't know what it is, but there is something out there for me, whether it's a person, a career, a relationship, or something in my life, something's going to happen.
Yeah. I think what you did was so brave because again, like you didn't know anyone out here when you came out here. And I think the older we get, the more scared we are of taking bigger risks like that, especially when it's so outside of our comfort zone.
Oof, yeah. Even when I moved to New York a couple months in, I thought, the transition was a little bit difficult at first.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I'm over my head. Like, what did I do? I'm 30 and I just uprooted my entire life to come to a city where I know no one.
But more 30-year-olds need to hear this. They do.
They do.
Yeah.
They absolutely do, because I had every single fear of and doubt too. Even when I had already signed in the offer and said that I'm moving and knew it, I kept going back and forth going, am I making the right decision? Like, am I crazy for doing this? Like, why? Like, we're expected at this age to have it together and to start, the things. Yeah. But like, who said so? I know in my heart that I made the right call.
Yeah. And you recently launched a program in New York too, right?
I did, and I'm continuing to launch group programs throughout the year as well.
Okay. How has living here transformed your business so far?
Yeah, it has done so much, because at first it was more or less just, hey, I want to help people transform their life, live a healthier lifestyle. And now I've pivoted from just the healthier lifestyle to stress resilience specifically. So I found my niche, which is stress management.
Oh, we all need that.
We all need it. And especially in a city like this, like I was saying, like the chaos and the noise translates to even our everyday lives and the things that we do. And so the more that we can implement rituals and habits and modalities and practices into our life to help create this feeling of stillness and calm, that's where we're going to gain our most energy from, and the resilience. Even in like my corporate job, I see people stressed out every single day of their lives.
Yeah.
And seeing the way that they handle themselves and what they choose to do throughout the day, the choices that they do and don't make, I'm observing. I'm just constantly like observing, absorbing like their energy,
everyone else, yeah.
And it's helping shape my business, because I'm taking that information, and those are just like little bits and pieces of insight that I go, okay, great. Like, this is a real challenge and a real problem someone's facing.
Yeah.
How do I address that, and how do I approach it from the lens of a health coach?
So how do you see your business evolving as you continue to be in New York, as you continue observing other people, absorbing information? Like, where do you see the future of the balanced method going?
Yeah, a couple different service lines. I created wellness events that are in person, which I wasn't doing in LA.
Are you still holding them?
I am still holding them. Creating a more consistent cadence with them and building out what that looks like in the wellness space. But I want to create like a real community and nurture those events and really build out like a wellness club.
Yeah.
So more to come on that. But continuing to do my group coaching programs, whether that be in person. If I can get everyone to be in New York City, then I would love to host those in person too.
Right.
My model's changed from 12 weeks now to 6 weeks, because 12 weeks was, during COVID when everyone had all the time in the world. And now no one has that kind of time.
Especially in New York. Yeah.
Especially in New York.
Yeah.
And so condensing it down to 6 weeks. And then if you want to do a standalone, like do something by yourself on your own time, I'm also in the process of creating a standalone stress resilience guide as well.
That's awesome. And are these, for the group programs, are they in person? Are they online? Like, how does that work?
They've always been online traditionally.
Okay.
But if I can get a group in person, I'll absolutely do it in person.
Yeah. I think there's so much power in being able to do these things in person, because then you really get to connect with the clients and they get to also connect with each other and build a stronger community.
Right.
So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that pans out for you.
Thank you.
Super stoked.
And then down the line, wellness retreats.
Oh, yes. Sign me up. Yeah. I need one. Are you focusing on just women now?
I am playing around with it.
Okay.
So again, like trial and erroring still what I like, what I don't like, what works. But I have shifted in the last year to working just with women.
Okay. Tell me more about that.
Yeah. So, women are we're built different. We're built different. We have hormones and all these different things that play into our health that are just a little different than with men. I want to make sure that, we're speaking to women, and also creating a community and group of women where women feel open and vulnerable enough to talk about the things that they have going on in their life.
Definitely.
to other women is so
Right.
powerful. And I think working with both men and women, it was always great. And I think it was always enough safety created in the group to be able to share and
Share
open
those
up.
things, yeah.
But there's still a level,
Of discomfort when there's a man in the room.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And especially testing it out with like the in-person events that I've been leading, those are all women as well. And it's been just such a great space for people to open up and share with one another and be in a room with other women.
I think what you're doing is so incredible because I feel like oftentimes women's health is overlooked in big pharma or like corporate hospitals and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important to cultivate a space where women feel seen and heard and just understood when it comes to their health and it comes to the ailments that they experience.
100%. And listen, also in like corporate 9-to-5 jobs, women, we lead with our masculine energy in the workspace. And that is a lot of times needed, right, to get work done and show up and be competitive. But we are competing against men and their biological clock, which runs 24 hours, you know, and ours is 28-day cycle.
Yeah.
And it's very different. And I don't think enough women tap into or have enough conscious awareness around how their body works to be able to optimize their lifestyle to actually be able to perform at their highest ability in the workplace. And obviously you're not going to tell everyone don't do a 9-to-5 job. So it's how do we adjust our lifestyle and how do we adjust the things we do so that way we can show up every day to the best of our ability. And that comes with, that's where finding your flow comes in and what I teach to about tapping into the feminine side of you. And that's not just saying like you have to be feminine.
Right.
It's the feminine energy, which is your creative side, your soft side. It's the side of you that allows you to tap into your intuition and really guide decisions based on that intuitive knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's finding your flow.
That's incredible.
And when a woman finds her flow, she is unstoppable.
She's unstoppable.
I want to show people like, I'm also working a 9-to-5. I'm also building my business. I have social obligations. I have all these other things in my life, trying to keep up with my own health habits.
Yeah.
But there's a way to do it all still. And that's
Right.
what I'm trying to show people. And I hope that comes across too of like, you can have so much on your plate, and as women we do all the time, whether it's a family that you have to tend to, a partner, or your business.
And I think a lot of it also comes from discipline too, right? Like you have to want to change. You have to want to build these habits in your life. And I think you are walking living proof that you can do it all. You just have to like you have to put in the work.
Yeah.
And you have to kind of envision like what your future self, what your idyllic future self looks like, and you have to work towards her because she's not just going to change overnight.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And it's so much in your energy and your gratitude and the way that you approach every day. Like it is I fully believe it's in your mindset.
Yeah. So speaking of balance, how do you balance this side hustle and everything else that you do with your job?
Yeah.
Because the job is still 40 hours a week. So how are you doing all of this? at the
Sometimes
same time?
more. It's a great question because I think working in a very fast-paced, chaotic environment sometimes makes it really hard to balance. Like very honestly, it's sometimes very difficult. And what's worked really well for me is Monday through Thursday, Friday, it's just my business. It's just my corporate job. Because after that job, I'm so fried. The last thing I want to do is stare at a computer again.
Right.
So that time from 5 to 9 after my 9-to-5,
That's your time.
It's my time.
Yeah.
It's my time to recalibrate, re-energize, and that can look like alone time, obviously working out, like cooking dinner for myself, being with my friends, so that I'm not constantly just like waiting for the weekend to come around. And then on the weekends, I love to work on my business and it doesn't feel like work.
Right.
So
it's fun.
It's fun.
It's something that you're passionate about and it fuels you.
Yes. So for me, like I love going to coffee shops. Luckily, like my circle of friends here in New York outside of my 9-to-5, they're all entrepreneurs, creators, people who are also working on their own thing. So that's very motivating too, because I spend a lot of my weekends, working at coffee shops with them. They're doing their thing, I'm doing my thing. Like it's very motivating.
But I think it's really helpful to have a community that is doing the same thing, because then you're just all in it together.
Exactly.
And it just also makes it more fun when you surround yourself with people who are also pursuing really incredible, passionate things outside of work.
Yeah.
And you get to like bounce ideas off of each other. You get to learn about what they're working on. Your whole world just opens up when you're surrounding yourself with creative people. I think that's been the most fun part about this process as well. So I can imagine that's what you've been experiencing since you moved here.
Absolutely. And you know, New York is the
place
hub.
to do it. Oh my God.
Oh my God. The amount of opportunity in this place and just the amount of people that I've learned that want to help you is unmatched.
So do you have a story about a client or someone that you've worked with during the balance method that has reaffirmed that this is what you're supposed to be doing?
I had a client who, after working with her for 3 months in my group program, lost 20 pounds.
Wow.
And we did not once talk about weight loss.
Wow.
We don't talk, in my program, we don't talk about diet plans, workout plans. It is all lifestyle and mindset. And to me, that was the moment where I go, this works.
It's working.
Like, I know that what I've built works when you combine all the different things that we talk about. And it's a process, right? Like, that's why it's over 3 months. Like, it's broken down in a very digestible way to do so. But not once did we talk about diet or workouts.
Yeah.
And to lose weight, it's not only just the physical weight, you're shedding emotional weight too. And as you do so, I mean, that's when you pull back those layers and all of a sudden, like, you are transforming into a new person. And that's Balanced Method is like a transformative approach to living.
Did you ever talk to her? Like, did she share what were like the pivotal things that she learned in your program that really changed her life?
She had worked with other health coaches in the past and was constantly oscillating between like weight, and those were very like specific to like, I need to lose this many pounds, X amount of pounds, whatever. But she would always gain that weight back. And she said for her, the difference here was she started peeling back layers of her mind and like those subconscious thoughts and really understanding the why. Like, I'm there as a guide, right? As a coach, like, I'm not there to tell you what to do. I'm there to give
You're
you
giving
direction.
the tools, right?
And the tools, you do with it what you want. But I also say it in a way that hopefully resonates with person on an individual level, because we're all bio-individual, right?
Yeah.
But it's how you take it and what you do with it and how you run with it.
That's incredible.
And it's building up someone's confidence through the process too.
Yeah, that must be
right?
such a beautiful process to witness as well.
Yeah, like the confidence, not even from like a physical level, but confidence in yourself and reassurance and that self-esteem that comes with that mindset work and the limiting beliefs and really like debunking them.
Yeah. Because you're not a weight loss program. No, you're almost changing the brain chemistry of someone else's mind.
Exactly.
And what they are able to do, what they're capable of.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you have any tips for people who are listening who are very stressed? And have high stress jobs or maybe things going on in their personal life? Like, what are some of the foundational things that they could start doing today to help alleviate some of that stress?
Couple things. I would look at your sleep patterns.
Sleep is so important. I've been taking my sleep more seriously recently, and it's changed my life.
Good.
Like, going to bed before 11 is crazy.
Isn't it? It's wild.
Yeah.
I know. And living in the city, it's not easy.
It's not. It's
changed
really
my
hard.
own sleeping patterns.
Yeah.
Matthew Walker once said, and this is like forever stuck with me, that sleep is the elixir of life and the Swiss Army knife of health. If you're not sleeping well, then it's going to mess up everything else in your day.
Yeah.
And your productivity, your performance at work even, and just your overall stress levels, like your capacity to handle stress will be so much lower. I'd also say focus on what you're eating. We don't talk about it enough, but the foods that you're eating every single day have such an impact on your cortisol, your blood sugar, which impact then your stress levels.
What are some of the foods that have the most negative effect on your cortisol and anxiety? Sugar. Like processed sugar or natural
Added
sugar?
Added sugars,
hear that?
preservatives.
This man loves junk food. Sorry, not to call you out.
Processed foods, you know, like especially in an office environment, man, I see it every day. Like people just.
Why do we have Pop-Tarts in our office? Like, why don't we have healthier
Cheetos
snacks in our office and potato chips and I hate the snacks in our
cookies
office.
all the
Yeah.
time, and just it's Sour Patch, like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And the thing is people who are in high stress environments, who are running meeting to meeting, go and just really quickly grab for it, and then what happens is they'll experience a blood sugar spike and then a crash. And when you crash, your body produces more cortisol. When your body produces more cortisol, you're then producing more of a stress. That cortisol is your stress hormone.
Yeah.
So you're more stressed, and that anxiety starts to come up. What you eat every day matters. So really balancing out your meals with a protein, a carb, and a fat, because then you're actually balancing your blood sugar levels throughout the day, and that's most important. Even having coffee on an empty stomach, like
I'm so
oh my
bad
God,
about
New
that.
Yorkers love to do that.
We do love to do that. That's my breakfast.
Yes,
It's just
yes.
a cup of coffee
and
in
they
the
brag
morning.
about it. And it's like a personality trait. So
Yes.
that do not do, because your cortisol is already highest in the morning.
I've been trying to do that less because I do find myself, I'm just so much more jittery. I'm more anxious.
Yeah.
I did that once before a work presentation, and it was the worst work presentation I've ever executed in my entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been there.
It's bad.
It's crazy. And by like 10, 11, you're like jittery. You're just sitting there, and then you crash.
And it kind of like messes up your whole day.
Yeah.
After that,
Yeah.
you just feel shitty for the rest of the day.
Totally. And then that's when you crash at like 2, 3 p.m., like that afternoon lull.
Yeah.
That can come from that coffee in the morning, that extra caffeine, or even like not even eating a balanced meal during lunch.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap, but we're gonna end on a few rapid fire questions, highly requested from some people who have listened to the first episode. That they wanted to fit in.
okay.
So these are just going to be like either or questions. They're gonna
Okay,
be
okay.
fun and light.
Okay.
You have like 5 seconds to answer
Okay,
each of
okay.
these. Okay, ready? Coffee, matcha, or tea?
Matcha.
Morning person or night owl?
Morning.
Go-to comfort meal?
Penne pasta.
What kind of sauce do you put?
Oh, sorry. Vodka. Vodka sauce.
Living in Little Italy, you must get so much of that.
Yeah, the
So
restaurant I
good.
love.
Do you have a wellness ritual or habit that you swear by?
Warm lemon water in the morning with salt.
With salt? I've never
Yeah.
heard with salt before.
Yeah, electrolytes.
That's true. Okay.
Celtic salt. Salt.
If you had to pick one, yoga or meditation?
Two. They're combined.
Okay, let me change that. Yoga or Pilates?
Yoga.
Pilates hurts, but I do want to get more
I
into
love
it.
Pilates though.
With a reformer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
wanted that. I think that's my next season of exercise. I'll like go through phases of stuff,
Yeah,
and I think
yeah.
I want to try Pilates.
Oh, it's amazing.
I want to do it because I know I'm going to hate it, but I think it'll be good for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dream wellness retreat destination.
Oh my God, Tuscany.
Tuscany. Were you in Tuscany recently, or did I make that up?
Earlier this year.
Earlier
But
this year.
my dream is, and it's my vision, but it will also be my reality, is in my 5-year plan to own land in Tuscany, to host retreats.
We've talked about
Yeah.
this. Yeah, we've talked about this in our like existential conversations
Yes.
where you're like, should I just leave and buy land in
Yes.
Europe?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, okay, digging into that, and then I promise we'll be done because Mike has to do stuff. What would we be doing at your wellness retreat if you could plan the perfect like 3-day itinerary? Like, what's the one big activity we'd be doing on each day?
Without giving too much away, it'll be a lot of yoga, meditation, more of like workshop style classes. I want it to be like you don't lift a finger. Your experience is for you to show up and for you to unwind and
shut
to
your brain
be,
off.
You shut your brain off and be with the other people in the space and just be present.
Yeah.
I don't think you would have your phone for the 4 days.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Being disconnected.
In
Tuscany.
grounded in Tuscany, and just showing up.
Oh, dude, sign me up. That sounds
Yeah.
like a dream.
Yeah.
Well, Dasha, I'm so happy that you came on today. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And again, like you were one of the first people that I talked to about this idea and I wanted to have on the show. So I just so appreciate the time and so appreciate you coming out here on like an early Saturday morning.
Oh my God, of course. Thank you.
And this has been super fun. This has been really fun. I hope that you've also enjoyed yourself as well.
so much fun. I love talking to you about this stuff. I can go on all day.
I've
Like,
learned
we've
so
talked-
much today. Yeah. I've learned so much about you, so much about the business, so much about like scientific holistic health things that I just didn't really know too much about. So just appreciate you overall for coming on and educating all of us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
For sure. All right. We're done.